You know, when a brand like IWC unveils its new lineup, it's so much more than just a bunch of new watches. It's really a statement. It's their vision for the future. And for 2026, wow, that vision is absolutely crystal clear. It's all built on this fascinating mix of honoring the past while engineering the world of tomorrow.
Okay, so let's dive right in and break down IWC's strategy. We're going to look at three big ideas. First, we'll kick things off with how they're celebrating their most iconic legacies. Then, we'll get into some truly groundbreaking new material science. And finally, we'll see how they're completely re-engineering watch mechanics for the future. So, to really get a handle on where IWC is going, you've got to look back at where they've been. And this year, it's all about two huge anniversaries that really define the soul of the brand, both its incredible technical skill and its deep connection to storytelling. First up, we've got a massive milestone, 50 years of the legendary Ingenieur. I mean, this is the one originally designed by the one and only Gerald Genta back in '76. After its big comeback in 2023, IWC is going all in, expanding the whole collection to celebrate half a century of this absolute masterwork.
And this celebration is bringing some serious heat. We're talking a gorgeous Perpetual Calendar in this super light titanium, which is a wild contrast to the new top-of-the-line model, a seriously weighty 235-gram solid gold Tourbillon. They're also playing with new colors, adding a green ceramic model and a new 35mm version in blue. It's all about showing how that Genta design DNA can live across this whole new spectrum of materials and complications.
But here's the thing, IWC isn't just about the cold, hard engineering. As their CEO, Chris Granger says, it's about the human story. And honestly, no partnership they have shows this better than their 20-year collaboration with the estate of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry and his creation, Le Petit Prince.
So for its 20th anniversary, the whole Le Petit Prince collection is getting this big refresh. We're seeing new sizes like a 36mm automatic, and even this incredibly charming Portofino Day Night. And get this, what we all knew as the white ceramic Lake Tahoe chronograph, well now it's officially part of the Le Petit Prince family. And it has this amazing blue to black gradient dial that just perfectly bridges that gap between flight and outer space. It's just a beautiful, cohesive collection that really tells that human story.
Okay, so from celebrating the past, we're now jumping headfirst into the future. And I mean like inventing the future. IWC is going into territory that pretty much no other watchmaker has ever successfully navigated. It all started with this really simple but kind of profound question. I mean, think about it. We're all used to luminous dials, luminous hands, but what if the entire structure, the case itself, could just glow?
And their answer is Ceralume. Now listen, this is not just some glow-in-the-dark paint or coating, no way. This is a proprietary, patented material that literally blends ceramic powders with superluminova particles. They create a solid block of ceramic that is, through and through, completely luminous. It's a genuine industry first.
But you know, making this stuff was an absolute engineering nightmare. They had to figure out how to bake this composite perfectly evenly, without any cloudy spots. Then they had to machine this incredibly brittle material without it just shattering into a million pieces. In fact, they actually gave this massive challenge to their apprentices, who worked on it for a year and a half to finally perfect the process. And would you look at the result? It's just stunning. A case that gives off this powerful, even glow for over 8 hours straight. And it's not a gimmick, not at all. It's a total reimagination of what a watch case can even be, creating this amazing architectural effect in the dark. All right, so that same crazy innovative spirit, it goes way deeper than just the case material. IWC is diving right into the guts of their watches, tackling some of watchmaking's most sacred complications and completely redesigning them from the ground up for the modern world.
First up on their hit list, the Perpetual Calendar. You know, for decades it's been one of those holy grail complications, but let's be honest, it's also been a little terrifying for anyone who actually owns one.
So IWC's engineers solved the single biggest weakness of the Perpetual Calendar. Traditionally, if you accidentally set the date one day too far, you were stuck. Trying to turn the crown backwards could literally break the delicate movement. But IWC developed this fully synchronized, geared system that lets you adjust the date forwards and backwards, all through the crown. It completely gets rid of that user anxiety. It's brilliant. And just to show off how ridiculously tough this new system is, they did something completely nuts. They put it through a stress test, spinning the crown at 6,000 RPM. To put that in perspective, that's like turning the crown 100 times every second. The result? The movement didn't break. It didn't even lose synchronization. It's practically indestructible. And finally, IWC is taking its engineering focus beyond Earth's atmosphere.
I mean, with this new commercial space age dawning, they realized that the old rules for astronaut watches just don't apply anymore. It was time to design a watch from scratch, specifically for life in microgravity.
So they teamed up with VAST, the company building the first commercial space station, and they created a watch that is just completely fluid. There's no crown sticking out to snag on equipment. It's designed so you can operate everything with gloves on. And it strips away all the stuff astronauts don't really need anymore, like chronographs. They need two key things: home time and mission time. That's it.
And the way you actually use it is pure genius. The bezel basically becomes the crown. You turn it one way to wind the watch, then you use this simple little rocker switch to choose if you want to set your home time or just quickly adjust the local hour hand for mission time. It's an incredibly smart and practical solution for a very, very demanding environment.
So this brings us to a final question, one that really makes you think. When you look at everything IWC is doing for 2026, from honoring Genta's legacy and poetic partnerships to inventing glowing materials and engineering watches for space, their answer seems pretty clear. The future of the mechanical watch? It isn't about competing with smartwatches. It's about pushing the boundaries of art, of material science, and of human ingenuity itself.